for the fans. The glory for the pinstripes.
What happens when your team's #1 target vanishes off the board? A shocking market twist is forcing the Yankees into a desperate decision. Is there panic in the front office? I have the exclusive details. If you live and breathe Yankees, subscribe right now because you won't believe what's happening. I'm coming to you live with some massive league-altering news that directly impacts our New York Yankees plans for the October push. If you, like me, were dreaming of an absolutely lights-out bullpen for the playoffs, you need to hear this. Our #1 target, the guy at the very top of Brian Cashman's shopping list, Emanuel Clase, the closer for the Cleveland Guardians, is officially off the table, and the reason is dead serious. According to the rock-solid reporting from Jeff Passan at ESPN, a source you know is as good as gold, Clase is under investigation by Major League Baseball for sports betting. He's been placed on non-disciplinary paid leave and won't step on a professional baseball field until at least August 31st. That means, for the trade deadline, he's a ghost. He doesn't exist. It's over. The door that was barely cracked open just got slammed shut. For the diehards, the true bleacher creatures who live and breathe this team, this news hits like a ton of bricks. We were talking about the best reliever in the American League, a guy who won the Mariano Rivera Award in 2022 and 2024. A pitcher with a career 1.84 ERA and 181 saves since he landed in Cleveland. He was the perfect domino, the crown jewel that would have turned our bullpen from very good to legendary. The pursuit of him was the classic evil empire mentality personified. Identify the best talent out there and do whatever it takes to get him to the Bronx. But now, that entire strategy is in the gutter. MLB is not messing around when it comes to gambling. Rule 21D is crystal clear. Betting any sum on any baseball game in which you have a duty to perform results in being declared permanently ineligible. We saw it in June of 2024 with 4 players getting year-long suspensions and Tucupita Marcano getting a lifetime ban. The investigation into Clase, who joins his teammate Luis Ortiz, also under a probe, just shows you how seriously the league is taking this new era of legalized sports betting. So let me make this perfectly clear for every single one of you watching. Any hope of seeing Emanuel Clase in pinstripes this year is dead and buried. Brian Cashman is now back at square one, with the clock ticking and the pressure mounting by the second. The A-plan, the dream scenario, has been ripped away by a situation completely out of our hands. It's a tough break, a real gut punch to our championship ambitions. The whole board has been reset. So the question is, why were the Yankees front office and all of us so damn fixated on landing Emanuel Clase? Why does this news sting so much? To understand the depth of this blow, we have to take a hard look at the current state of our bullpen. This is where it gets real. We've got Clay Holmes, who has been, for the most part, a reliable closer. He's got that nasty sinker that induces weak contact and can get him out of jams. But let's be honest with ourselves. The consistency has been a question mark at times. We've seen a few games slip away, a few high-leverage innings that left us all holding our breath. Beyond him, we have a group of talented arms, but they all carry their own uncertainties. Whether it's a nagging injury, the general wear and tear of a 162-game season, or just the inconsistency that haunts every bullpen, we don't have that feeling of absolute certainty, that game's over feeling when the bullpen gate swings open in the 9th. Our stats are good. We're among the league's best in a lot of metrics, but we're missing that one intimidating game-ender piece. Now contrast that reality with what Clase would have brought to the table. We're talking about a pitcher who throws a cutter that looks like a damn buzzsaw, touching over 100 miles per hour. Since coming to Cleveland, the man has posted a 1.84 ERA and 181 saves. He isn't just a good pitcher, he is arguably one of the top 3 relievers on the planet. Having him in our pen would mean shortening games to 8 innings. The pressure on our starting pitchers would ease, knowing they just need to hand a lead over to a bullpen that would feature Holmes in the 8th and Clase in the 9th. It would be a luxury, an absolute stranglehold on the opposition. Acquiring Clase would have been a classic pinstripes move, a statement to the rest of MLB that we ain't here to play around. It would have been a signal that the Bronx Bombers are willing to pay any price to bring home ring number 28. Losing out on Clase isn't just about losing a player. It's losing a massive strategic advantage. It's losing that fear factor, that aura of invincibility that a 1-2 punch of him and Holmes would bring to Yankee Stadium in October. The plan wasn't just to add an arm, it was to add a weapon of mass destruction to our arsenal. And seeing that weapon taken off the market, not because of a trade to a rival, but because of a gambling investigation, makes it all the more frustrating. The strategy that looked like it was paving our road to the World Series now has a giant pothole in it. With Emanuel Clase off the market, the whole game has changed. It's not just the Yankees feeling this. The ripple effect is going to hit the entire league, and the market for relief pitchers, which was already hot, just turned into a 5-alarm fire. The basic law of supply and demand just kicked in. Hard. The best product on the shelf has been removed. What does that mean? It means the price for the second, third, and fourth best products just went through the roof. Teams with good closers or elite setup men who are maybe on the fence about selling are now holding all the cards. They know that Brian Cashman and other GMs of contending teams are getting desperate. The prospect price to acquire an elite arm, which was already steep, is now going to be astronomical. So where do the Yanks pivot? What's plan B, C, or D? The target list needs a rewrite and a few names are shooting to the top. The first one that comes to mind is David Bednar of the Pittsburgh Pirates. He's a hard-throwing righty, and most importantly, he misses bats. He has high leverage experience and will be a fantastic addition to the back end of our games. The problem? The Pirates know exactly what they have, and the price to pry him out of Pittsburgh is going to be insane. Another elite name is Ryan Helsley from the St. Louis Cardinals. Like Bednar, he's a strikeout machine and has the stuff to be a dominant closer on any team. But it's a similar story. The Cardinals aren't giving him away for peanuts, and we'll be bidding against other desperate contenders. From there, we get into a different tier of targets. A name that's popped up in reports is Jake Bird of the Colorado Rockies. Word is our scouts came away impressed with his stuff. He doesn't have the big name of a Bednar or Helsley, but he could be a value play, a guy we might be able to get without gutting our farm system of top guys like Spencer Jones or George Lombard Jr. And then there's the strategic need for a lefty. Our bullpen is crying out for a reliable southpaw specialist, and Danny Coulombe or the Minnesota Twins fits that bill. He wouldn't be the answer for the 9th inning, but he'd fill a critical roster hole, giving us a vital weapon against the top lefty bats we'll face in a playoff series. So Cashman's job just got exponentially harder. The decision is now a strategic nightmare. Does he go all in, pay the inflated Clase's gone tax, and land a big name like Bednar or Helsley? Or does he play it smarter, hunt for value with guys like Bird, and add complementary pieces like Coulombe? The clock is ticking. With every hour that passes, the pressure to make the right call gets more intense. Let's bring it all home. The Emanuel Clase news is a gut punch. There's no sugarcoating it. He was the dream target, the perfect fit piece to turn the Bronx Bombers into an unstoppable force, a juggernaut on a path to the World Series. That dream is over. And it's over because of a serious off-the-field investigation that MLB is rightly taking with the utmost gravity. The Yankees front office was right to target him for his undeniable talent, but now we're forced into a hard pivot. This isn't a failure of scouting or negotiation on our front office's part. It's a completely unpredictable external event that has derailed our primary trade deadline plan. The reality is, a seller's market just got even more expensive and competitive. Losing Clase doesn't just affect our team, it drives up the acquisition cost for every other quality arm out there. Now, the big question falls on Brian Cashman's shoulders and ultimately on the future of our season. And this is where I need to hear from you, the Yanks Nation, the bleacher creatures who are the heart and soul of this franchise. With Clase completely off the board, what's the move? What would you do if you were in Cashman's chair? Do you want him to empty the farm, to give up premium prospects, to get the next best guy like a David Bednar or a Ryan Helsley, knowing the price just skyrocketed? Or do you want him to be more conservative, maybe grab a solid arm or two, less spectacular guys like a Jake Bird or a Danny Coulombe, and trust the core we already have to figure it out and find a way to win? What does your Gut tell you is the right path to championship number 28? These are the conversations that matter right now. The deadline is just days away, and the landscape is shifting by the minute. I'm gonna be right here tracking every rumor, every piece of intel, right down to the last second. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel and you hit that notification bell. You are not going to want to miss an update. I'll bring you the news the second it breaks, with the kind of in-depth analysis you won't get anywhere else. Drop your opinions in the comments below. Let me know what Cashman should do. Let's talk about it. Until next time, stay locked in.